Hey, NARC troopers. I wanted to share something with you today that was came from something that I read in the New York Times. There was an article in the New York Times that said the more that the lives of people are being extended by modern medicine and things like that, that the rate of divorce is increasing. And that is leaving a growing number of older people without income, health insurance, or support at home. And they say among the reasons are the stresses of health care for a spouse caring for a disabled partner, the pressure on family finances, especially if one of the spouses has to stay home and quit working, and that the more diseases that are treatable is extending lifespans. So we're having more incidences of people living with disabilities following heart attacks, strokes, other kinds of things. It said that 50,000 households in 1994 said there was 20.7% of the disabled adults polled were divorced or separated in 1994, compared to 13% of those without disabilities. And those numbers over the last, 17, 18 years, has increased exponentially, so that now it's projected to be much higher, that there's perhaps 25% of disabled adults, maybe 30% who are divorced or separated with health conditions. And out of those, that the ones without disabilities is still much lower. So the alarming thing that I wanted to say, because the focus of all of my NARC trooper video blogs, the focus is narcissism and recovering from relationships with people who have narcissism, have a personality disorder. And I read also that the statistics for narcissists who remain in marriages is almost zero, the ones that remain in marriages with disabled partners. Because if you think about it, the narcissist is in the relationship because they are getting fuel or supply, as it is called. And if you suddenly become disabled and you're the spouse of a narcissist and they have to take care of you instead of you providing them with the fuel and the supply, they're just not going to have it. So the statistics indicate that if you have a person that you're in a marriage with, and you become sick, you become disabled in some way, they're not going to be there for you. They're going to leave. That's the bottom line. Those statistics about the higher rates of divorce for people with disabilities, that's for normal people, not for people with personality disorders. If you're married to a narcissist, a sociopath, or a psychopath, they could be high functioning, they could have jobs, they could look normal to the world, they could go out there and put that mask on and have everybody fooled. But at the end of the day, they're not going to come home and be there to take care of you if something happens to your health. I have a divorce care group, and there's a lady in there who has stage 3 breast cancer, and her narcissistic husband left her as soon as she got the diagnosis. He's like, I'm out. I can't do this. I can't take care of you. They have small children. She's young. She's in her 30s. And I want to tell you that I'm pretty sure, this is a big reveal, so wait for it. Pretty sure that my health condition is a factor, if not the factor, that caused my husband to discard me after 16 years together, 15 years married. I got a diagnosis that I have a retina disease, and that gradually I may lose my vision and be blind. And I think when I told him that, I didn't really get an empathetic response or compassionate response. If I remember correctly, it was just like, oh, so you're going to go blind. And I did genetic testing, which confirmed that I do have a genetic disorder that, I mean, it's hard to say. You can't say these things like, on this date, I'm going to lose my vision. And there's so many degrees of low vision, legal blindness, things like that, where you can still see partially and just be partially legally blind by being partially unable to see. So I don't think we're talking about being so blind that I'm walking into walls and face planting into, you know, glass partitions and things like that. I think we're talking about a progressive illness that will make it so that at some point I may not be able to drive. At some point I may not be able to use technology without using assistive technology and things like that. It doesn't mean I'm going to be incapacitated. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be unable to make out, basic things. It means I have an eye condition which could lead to impaired vision, which could cause me not to be able to drive and to need assistive devices. And when I think that set in with him, I'm pretty sure that was the deal breaker. I'm pretty sure he looked at that and thought, wow, I can't be with a person like that. I don't want to be with a person like that. Narcissists are repulsed by sickness. They find any weakness revolting. It's like, ew, I don't want to have anything to do with that because I'm perfect, I'm entitled, I'm special, I'm gorgeous, I'm a sex god, I am the world's gift to humanity for being so brilliant and talented and blah, 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 blah. So to picture themselves with someone who has a disability, and I have issue with that word, disability, because I don't think I'm ever going to be disabled. That implies that I'm not able. And regardless of the level that I'm able to see, I'm pretty sure I'm still going to be able to be a human being and function and find joy in life and travel and go to movies and enjoy being alive with someone, hopefully. I don't think that it's the end of my life or my existence or my usefulness, my productivity, just because I'm sight impaired. But for him, I think that was a deal breaker. And who leaves someone who's going blind? I mean, if you think about that, when you marry somebody, and you say, I'm going to be there with you till the end, come thick or thin, richer or poorer. You make that vow and that commitment. And I would ask him, hey, the going gets rough. Are you going to get going? He'd say, oh no, gummy bear, I'm going to be here forever. But he's not. And it's because of my vision is a large part of it. Part of it could be my age. Part of it could be that I'm have grown stale and that my quality of supply is not as strong as it once was. And part of it could be because of all the tremendous level of betrayals and inappropriate behavior and criminal activities that he was involved in relation to my own family, in relation to his work, in relation to just everything, just having crap judgment and being really impulsive and thinking that because he walks on water that he can do anything and it's okay. It's the lack of remorse, the lack of moral fortitude, having a moral compass. It's the lack of feeling compassion or empathy for other people's suffering. He doesn't care if I can't see. I fell down outside when I was in the garden doing something with a garden stake. It's a long story and it's stupid, but I broke my wrist because when I fell, I caught myself on my wrist and it just snapped it back, and that was that. And I remember he was in the kitchen and he was looking out the window and he saw it. And he didn't come out there. And he said, I came in, I said, I think my arm's broken. When you break a bone, how you get the whole, I'm feeling nauseous and, I'm feeling like I have a broken bone. You kind of know. And he said, no, I'm sure it's okay. Put some ice on it. It's not broken. And I thought, there's zero concern about my pain level or that I was shaken up by this or that I thought I was hurt. Just zero. Just put some ice on it. You're okay. It's not broken. And I later got it x-rayed, and yeah, it was broken in 2 places. But the point is, if he couldn't manage helping me for something like that, how's he going to manage it when I need other kinds of help, other levels of help and support, because I can't see? So I guess my message for today is this, troopers. If you're married to someone with one of these disorders and you think you're going to manage it, you're going to hang on to them because you love them and it's all going to work out, it's not. They're going to leave when the going gets tough. They are not going to be there for you if you get sick, if you get injured, if you go blind, if you have a heart attack, if you get a terminal illness, a chronic illness, anything that's going to slow you down or be an impediment to being the shiny, glowing giver that you are, the supplier of this wonderful fuel. If you can't do it, if you need something from them, here's the truth. I don't think they choose to not be there. I think they can't be there. I think they are incapable of being there, and that it's hardwired in there, in their deficient, brain-damaged amygdala of their brain. It's hardwired in there by their shields and blocks and masks that they wear to protect themselves from whatever horrible thing happened to them early on. There's so many layers of things at work there that it's impenetrable. And what's on the inside, underneath all of that, it's deficient. It's missing. They don't have what it takes to take care of you or to even help you. Mine's gone. I'm dealing with my blindness, with my finances, with my working, with my transportation, with my whole efficacy of my life, figuring out how that's going to look and how to maneuver that alone, because he abandoned me, because it was too much for him. So that's my message for the day. They're not going to stay and take care of you. And as you get older, as life happens, car accident, all kinds of stuff could happen. They're not going to be there. They're going to go. They will leave when that happens. So you need to just accept that, count on it, and prepare for it. I wish I had known. I wish I had known how this would play out, because I think it would have changed some things about decisions that I made to stay and to defend and protect and make excuses for, and to be in denial and to trust in the power of love. You know, it wasn't enough because they don't know how. They don't even know what it is. So let's not live in a delusion. Learn from me. I know it's hard to learn from other people and you want to learn the hard way. But this is a hard lesson to do. And I just want to spare that for people if I can, by warning them, warning you, don't get sick, don't get injured, don't get something wrong with you, because they'll be gone like that, gone in 60 seconds. So that's my message for the day, and I hope that you have a plan, an exit strategy, because, you know, I think you're better off trying to build some other kind of support work in case something like that happens to you. Absolutely you do. And the whole being disabled thing, having an impediment, some condition, something that impairs you in some way, you're with the wrong person if you're with a narcissist or sociopath, and you're counting on them to do the right thing and to love you enough to take care of you and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't. I don't know anybody who says that their narcissist came through for them. And I've heard lots of horror stories in this last almost year, seems like. Lots of horror stories. Not one is a happy ending. So this is today, this little NARC trooper video, kind of a downer, because it's a warning. It's a warning that for you, it's probably not going to be different from all those other people. So get ready, prepare for that, and be well, stay well. Okay, all right, talk to you again soon. Bye.